Hey, how's it going? This is your daily sweet talk for June 5th, 2025. Knock knock, who's there? Lettuce. Lettuce who? Let us in and you'll find out. See, that's funny because when they're in, then you'll see who it is. Um, Daily sweet talk number 333. I talked about gendered language. Remember that? Has anyone been watching that long? Um, and how I was phasing it out of my vocabulary. And I went into my reasoning for that pretty succinctly, or I don't know. I think I went over it pretty well. So if you want to know more about my reasoning for why I was doing that, I would recommend watching that one. I'm not going to get into that as much here. I'm going to talk more about what that's been like, which is that I think I've mostly successfully retrained myself to not default to using gendered language, and I do still practice that, like not gendering people in everyday conversation. Which, if you haven't seen that daily show joke, may seem like a weird idea, so that maybe is important context. I have gotten criticism for it, which I think is valid, and I think you could probably understand why. It would be controversial, but for the most part, I haven't gotten a lot of like pushback in terms of people like calling me out, like, "Huh? What do you mean?" There've been like maybe a handful of times when people in like mostly YouTube comments or something when they where my exact wording might stick out more than just like in an everyday conversation, where if I just say like they, it'll just like breeze right past and people understand what I'm saying, because of the way I say it. So there've been a handful of times when someone's like, "They? What do you mean they? This person is like a man or a woman or whatever." Um, or I didn't know this person was non-binary, as if they indicates specifically that someone is non-binary instead of it being like a neutral descriptor, which it is. Um, so I think it's been successful, and I think it's been good for me to practice that. I'm going to continue doing it. Um, but I have recently started going by they, them as my preferred pronouns. I don't announce it or anything. It's not a big thing for me. It obviously is for other people, and I respect that. Um, but as a result of that, I don't want to come across like I'm pushing they, them pronouns onto other people. So while I am going to continue referring to people neutrally like this, I'm going to try. This is something I've thought I'm going to try to do. I haven't really had an opportunity to practice this yet, but I'm going to try like sprinkling in gendered language back into my vocabulary. Like, I can only think of like corny examples like "you go girl" or "you the man," but that's the sort of thing I mean. Affirming people's gender in a way that is uh, maybe clunky. You trying not to use gendered language in a world that is like built around everything being in this gender binary is going to be feel weird and clunky to start off with. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to affirm people's gender in other ways so that I'm not just coming across like everyone should be they them. I don't think that's the case. I think gender is clearly important to people, and this is not a statement of gender for me to be going by they them, at least not for now. I'm still trying to figure all that out for myself. I've been talking to a lot of trans people and getting different perspectives. But for now, this for me is just, I guess, mostly encouraging people to try to refer to people more neutrally in everyday conversation, because I do think it's pretty unnecessary still to that we are constantly gendering people in like every conversation, every sentence. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that.